Hello and welcome to Minute with Nature. I'm your host, Lauren Azoury, the park naturalist for West Bloomfield Parks. And today we're outside our nature room talking about wild edibles. So before we start talking about the good things you can eat, I do want to give you a little bit word of the wise that it is a myth that you can eat anything an animal eats. So if you're outside enjoying a nature walk and you see a bird or a deer eat a berry, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's safe for you to eat. Also make sure that you check different park rules. Some of them allow wild foraging and some parks do not. With that all being said though, there's lots of fun that can be found out just in your backyard and things that you can eat. One of them is red clover. You can eat all the parts of a red clover plant. Red clover is often found amongst your grass. It has 3 leaves and a purple flower on the top, and all parts are edible. Dandelions are also a great wild edible that we see a lot of times in abundance. The young leaves before they get their flower taste just like spinach. Once they start to get bigger and they grow a little bit more, you can still eat the leaves, but it's recommended that you boil them so it's not as bitter of a taste. And cattails make a great wild edible in all seasons. It's basically a wild grocery store year-round. So there's different parts of the plant that are edible in different times of the year. In the very early spring when they start to emerge, the young shoots that come up taste just like cucumbers. The flower spikes that you notice probably more so in the fall seasons that are brown, before those turn brown they are a green color, and those are great to boil and eat just like corn on the cob. And keep in mind, cattails do grow in wetland areas and they have an important job to do. They filter a lot of the water in a wetland area. So if you're eating cattails in a clean water, you're great. If you're eating cattails in a polluted area, you will be ingesting some of those pollutants. So you don't want to eat cattails from dirty water. Other wild edibles include wild strawberries and raspberries and blackberries that we can find a lot in our trails behind the Recreation Activity Center. But again, with berries, always be careful that you have proper identification. You can bring a field guide with you or a friend that knows what they're talking about before you start trying things. Another great wild edible is the morel mushroom. They're very popular and found in early spring, but please make sure if you're looking for morels that you use proper identification because there are a lot of dangerous lookalikes. But wild edibles can be very fun when done right. And that's your Minute with Nature.